Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Archbishop resigns. Justin Cardinal Regali's resignation has been accepted by the Vatican in the wake of the infamous sex abuse scandal that has taken place in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. Regali has been under pressure ever since an investigation in February found that over 24 priests in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia had credible charges against them for sexually abusing minors. The Archdiocese was accused of mishandling the situation and even of trying to cover up the scandal. The Cardinal is 76 years old and has been Archbishop of Philadelphia since his appointment by Blessed Pope John Paul II in 2003. The Washington Times is reporting Archbishop Charles Chaput of Denver will be replacing the Cardinal. You can get more details on Archbishop Chaput from the article on our resource page by clicking the link right over here. Gay troops on parade. The Gay Pride Parade in San Diego is the first one in history to include active military members flaunting their homosexual activism despite a recently reinstated Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy. Active service members and veterans taking part in the parade wore T-shirts identifying their affiliation with the armed forces. Though they did not wear their uniforms this time, Reuters reports one corporal of the Marine Corps says he looks forward to next year's parade, when he can wear his dress blues. The reinstatement of Don't Ask, Don't Tell is only expected to last several weeks, making same-sex activists in the military bolder all across the country. Muslims Target UK. A radical Islamist group called Muslims Against Crusades is launching a campaign to establish emirates in England, beginning with the London borough of Waltham Forest. Some new instructions for British Muslims include orders to, quote, reject democracy, not vote, befriend only Muslims, and reject integration with non-Islamic society, end quote. The group says its goal is to gradually transform Muslim communities into Islamic emirates operating under Sharia law. Muslims Against Crusades actually calls itself, quote, a non-violent body of Muslims that was primarily set up to tackle the West's continued interference in Muslim lands. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Human Rights Resolve contradicted. The Inter-American Court of Human Rights, or IACHR, is intentionally overlooking the protection of human life in its own charter. A recent statement made by the court says it does not perceive abortion as a violation of the American Convention on Human Rights of 1969, despite very clear language in Article 4, Paragraph 1, which defends life from the moment of conception. A member of the IACHR says, quote, we have to overcome the heat of people's positions to guarantee the rights of women, end quote, and goes on to claim that the International Convention's language was left up to interpretation on purpose to allow countries to legalize abortion. Please read the full article on our resource page by clicking the link right outside the screen. The struggle over life sanctity continues as Costa Rica fights IVF. Using radio ads, the Catholic Church is opposing outside pressure on the country to legalize in vitro fertilization. The first ad features a sad little girl's voice saying that 7 of her siblings had to die in order for her to be born, while in the second ad, the little girl's voice is heard saying, quote, I was born, why not my brothers and sisters, end quote. The Catholic radio station running the ads, Radio Fides, has been ordered by the government to stop running the ads, calling them discriminatory against those who were actually born through in vitro fertilization. The radio campaign is being executed to convince Costa Rican lawmakers and voters to defend life against an order from the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights to reverse its laws banning IVF. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com, and be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael talks about how evil takes things step by step. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell all your friends about us, and as always, God bless.